baby. This is Sister Billy Bertha Mae Smith coming to you live, honey boo. And, I don't know why you got this picture up in my face.
Well, I just wanted you to see it. I mean, it exists, so I wanted to know what you thought of it.
I don't think nothing of it, honey. He was persecuted for being one of Jehovah's loyal servants. And that's why his picture is taken like this.
Is that so?
Yes, it is, honey. Now move on.
Okay, all right. I'm going to move on.
Oh, Jehovah, this is Armageddon, honey. That's right. That is what's going to happen to you. And all your friends watching. All of y'all watching, all y'all apostates and worldly wicked people speaking out against Jehovah Witnesses and Jehovah God's organization. Y'all gonna be right here. You see that? That's all your presidents and all of this, everything, the whole world, the whole globe is gonna be like that. The whole earth is gonna be destroyed by Jehovah, and except for Jehovah's loyal people, which is us, which includes me, of course, and not you. You ain't there. Do you see yourself anywhere there? No, you do not.
Well, Sister Smith, I don't see you there either.
That's because you ain't looking. Anyway, this is just a picture. Anyway, this is Jehovah right here. And you see his fingers right here? He is very upset. Wait a minute. Is that a subliminal message I see? Wait a minute. Is that a cigarette? Is that a cigarette, honey boo, that I see? That is a cigarette between Jehovah's fingers as a subliminal message. As if he's smoking a joint or something. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. This ain't the real picture. This is an apostate picture. This is not from the Watchtower magazine itself or from jw.org itself, honey. No. Honey. I'm so upset at that. Look at this. This is Armageddon, honey. You best be scared. This is going to be real scary today, honey. We are going to be scared out of our minds, honey boo. Do you see that fire and brimstone coming down from the heavens and burning up people? This is what's going to happen if you don't join Jehovah organization and become a Jehovah Witness and return back to the flock, boo. Look at this. This is the wild beast, honey. The apocalypse, honey. The wild beast, honey, boo. Look at this. This one right here, he's tearing at her dress because it's red and scarlet colored, just like he is. This red wild beast. You see them red colors? These are very vibrant red colors, honey, because red, psychologically speaking, is a symbol of energy and power and rage and anger. And, of course, these are lions, you know, or tigers or wildcats. And they got sharp fangs and horns, honey, like a devil, honey. The wild beast, the end, honey, Armageddon. Look at this. This is Babylon the Great, the harlot. Well, the harlot of Babylon the Great, you know, we believe that it is every other religion that is not Jehovah's Witness. We call them harlots because they fornicate with the presidents and leaders, the politics, you know. They mix religion and politics, and Jehovah's Witnesses don't do that, honey. So that's our depiction of that, honey. Yeah, honey, this is real scary, honey. You best be scared. Are you scared yet? I said, are you scared yet? Girl, I am so tired, girl. I'm so glad we don't have to go from door to door anymore. We can just sit here, and I hope nobody stops and asks us any question. Don't make eye contact with anybody and turn your head to the other side and wear shades. Make sure nobody even thinks about coming and approaching us. Girl, I'm already 2 steps ahead of you, girl. I got me some Jack Daniels up in this cup right here. Girl, you do? Give me some, girl. Yes, girl. But no, honey, you're going to have to get your own. Oh, yeah? Well, how about if I tell Brother Henley on you? Girl, please, he is on his way out the door already. Yeah, girl. yeah, honey, look at this. Armageddon. Jehovah will destroy the bad who do not change, honey. Psalm 37, 9, 10, Luke 13, 5, and through 15, and 1 Corinthians 69 through 875, honey, boo. Yes. Yes, honey, boo. Look at this. Let's check this out right here. Okay, now, it's flooding going on. Okay, so this building is upright, right? Okay, so I think this is right side up, right? But then if we look over here, airplanes, oh, they must be like, oh, it's crumbling all over the top of them. Oh, okay, you're supposed to, okay, so you got flooding, you got fire, you got smoke and wind. So you got natural disaster and war at the same time. I don't know, has there ever been wars where they're in the middle of natural disasters? Have they ever, like, you know, summoned the troops in the midst of a hurricane? I don't know, honey. I ain't never heard of that. I mean, I understand what this is trying to say, you know, that there's going to be wars and rumors of wars, honey, and floods and natural disasters and curdling of the mouth and screaming and terror. Oh, yeah, honey. But, honey, I'm wondering, these folks is dressed a little strange now. If they just so happen to be walking down this street and the war, and they were in the middle of the war and the natural disaster and all that, how come she looked like a waitress, like she just got off, like, you know, got off of work at a restaurant, or maybe even in the middle of the restaurant serving and being a waitress, and then her over here, she kind of looked like a clergy person or somebody in the office, and then he over here, he looked like he kind of just, you know, chilling on his day off. And then this one over here looked like she just came from the Kingdom Hall and is carrying somebody. So I don't know what's going on, honey. And how come Kingdom Hall folks is in the midst of this? She's not supposed, oh, you know why, honey? Because she didn't get her 10 hours. And neither did he. See, all the brothers have to get their 10 hours mandatory, honey. Trust and believe. If you're a brother, you know this deal, honey boo. Mm-hmm. Look at this. This is scary, honey. Scary. Look at this. Fire from heavens, honey. Fire and brimstone falling from the heavens and burning all the wicked, worldly people, exposing Jehovah's organization about the Australian Royal Commission and that 2-witness rule and all them people. Yeah, honey, look at this. Jehovah's going to get all of y'all doing this. You best be scared. Look at that. Yeah, honey. This is Armageddon, the apocalypse. Look at her. She is so scared. You best come back to that Kingdom Hall. You best come back to that Kingdom Hall, honey, man. Look at Jehovah right here with his white, pure white hair, honey. It's like he's got highlights, honey boo. I didn't know Jehovah had highlights. He's got very smooth skin, too, honey. Look like he's got a Hollywood makeup artistry and very nice editing to him, honey. He's kind of looking metrosexual a little bit, isn't he? His beard is all trimmed and ladylike, honey. That ain't no masculine beard, honey. Being all neat and trimmed like that. Well, anyway, honey, look at him. He is pure white, honey. Purity in white, honey. Look how white that beard is, honey. White like snow, honey. And look at that, honey. Yes, honey boo. Mm-hmm. You best not ever put a black Jehovah or a Chinese Jehovah in this picture, honey, or even a Mexican Jehovah. You best not put no Filipino Jehovah or no Argentinian Jehovah or Nigerian Jehovah. Who do you think you are? You best not put no other Jehovah but this one right here. This is the only one you can put in there. And I don't know why you put that joint cigarette, that homemade joint cigarette over there. Jehovah don't smoke no joints, honey. You better get busy. And oh, honey, this is Jehovah monkey. Do you see a resemblance of South? Well, you know, they both have white beards and pure white hair. Look at that. You see that? You see? His is a little bit more masculine than this one right here. This one is a little bit more girlish and feminine because it's too neatly trimmed, honey boo. This is the burly man beard right here, honey boo. The monkey is more burlier than I guess the real deal. This is how Jehovah really looks, honey, too. So, honey, what does this remind you of, honey? What does this remind you of, honey? Well, honey boo, this reminds me of Jehovah's marvelous creation, honey. Take a look at that right there. That's Jehovah's marvelous creation. Psalms 83, verse 14 through 117. Yes, honey, but look at that. Jehovah created that with all his might. Jehovah has created that. Do you see that? Look at that. This is very symmetrical right here. This crevice is very symmetrical. You know what this crevice reminds me of? It reminds me of the pi symbol, 3.146845678910. That's for all you nerds watching. Jehovah's marvelous creation, honey. Oh, Jehovah, thank you for your marvelous creation, honey, because Jehovah Monkey really appreciates that recognition, don't you? Okay, honey, let's move on because I'm kind of... Oh, what? Kingdom halls are full of fake people. People be like just getting ready for church. You don't go to a church, honey. You done lost yourself. See, this is another one of these. Caitlin, Sister Caitlin, she done lost her way, honey. Talking about people at the Kingdom Hall like that. We don't do that, honey. We don't gossip at the Kingdom Hall. See, this is Armageddon. You best be scared, honey. Look at that. Look at that. Fire's coming. Jehovah has spit fire into the street, honey. You're going to be riding in the street one day, chilling on a Friday night, trying to find, club hopping. And then Jehovah's going to throw that fire up. Armageddon's going to be here in the midst of you having fun and living it up. Look at that right here. Do you know the truth about Armageddon, honey? The apocalypse, honey. This is the apocalypse, honey. Look at this. The wild beast and the great harlot, honey, boo. Matthew 24:14, verse through 58, honey. 14 through 58. Look at him right here. I don't know. I don't know where he's coming from. Some of these people, the way they're dressed, it's a little strange, isn't it? Because he looks like he's coming from some kind of strange... He's got on some kind of tank top and oil on his muscles. Is he from the gym? Okay, and then this one here, she looks like she's a student, like she was just studying for her biology degree at the library, and Jehovah decided to make Armageddon come and throw and destroy her with fire, with big comets of... this is a comet. This looks like a comet, honey. Anyway, Jehovah is using all kinds of things at Armageddon, honey. He can do that, honey. Look at that. The wild beast, honey. The great harlot, honey. Speaking of the great harlot, honey boo, have y'all seen Spotlight about the Catholic Church and all them pedophiles and child molesters they was hiding? Over 800 priests and all of that. I tell you, Jehovah is bringing new light on these false Babylon religions. That harlot has been hiding pedophiles. Disgusting. Using the Bible to hide child sexual abuse. A Catholic Church is disgusting, honey. So go ahead and give me that beer now that we've, finished our Bible study together, honey.
All right, but you're going to have to drink it out of this cup right here.
What is this? That's the apostate army. Babylon, the greatest foe. I don't, honey. You give me this beer right now.
Nope. Don't think so. This is ice cold, just the way you like it, Sister Smith. Come on.
Well, you best not tell nobody. Give me that beer. Oh, honey, that was so good. Pour me another one, honey. This this is the apocalypse here. Look at this. This is real scary, ain't it, honey? Look at this. The 4 horsemen, honey. The one on the death, and then this one here, he's on the black one, and then this one's on the red one, honey. He's got a sword, and then this one over here, he's got a bow and arrow, and he's on the white one. This is the pure one. You see? Pure white, honey. That's why you don't see no brothers except for this one here. He's on the black one. He ain't no good, honey. And this one, well, this is pale, honey. He just pale, honey. And then this is all the worldly wicked people right here. Look at that. This is you. All of y'all apostates down here crawling around. But how come he's pointing that away? And then this one here look like he's about to swing and chop his head off when all the people, their enemies, are down here at the bottom. I don't get it. The only one that's looking down is this one down here. He's looking down with disgust. But he can't really do nothing because he's dead already. So, I don't know, honey. I don't know. They might want to redo that one here. And then this one here, this is Armageddon still, honey. Earthquakes, honey. This is real scary. This is why... I think this is why I'm so scared of earthquakes out here in California, honey. I'm telling you. This is why I put this crazy crap in people's heads. Anyway, you best be scared and come back on that Kingdom Hall because he's throwing a bowl of fire or gold or something. You see it in thunder right here. Look at that. All that is breaking down these structures. These old structures and these old ways of thinking, honey. These old ways of perceiving things. Oh, Lord, honey, not another one of these books. And then what you got these highlighters over here for? I'm tired of these worldly books. What is this supposed to be? I don't need to know nothing about business. Jehovah's people don't need to know nothing about business, honey. What is this? Understanding systems. Analyzing systems, improving systems. I don't need to know any of that. Systems? What does that have to do with Jehovah's organization and Jehovah's system? And the new system, honey. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I don't like it.
Check this out, Sister Smith. There's nothing here against Jehovah. The word Jehovah, Jehovah's Witnesses, JW.org, nothing is mentioned about any of those.
Well, why are you showing me this then?
Okay, let's hang on for a minute. You mind reading that for me, Sister Smith?
Systems that exist within even more complex systems, markets, industries, and societies. A complex system is a self-perpetuating arrangement of interconnected parts that form a unified whole. And so what? What's that got to do with Watchtower Society? In this chapter, you'll learn common elements of all systems, honey. How environmental factors influence the function of systems and the ever-present nature of uncertainty and change. Oh no, honey, Jehovah don't change, and there is nothing uncertain about Jehovah. Nothing, honey boo. Here is God's law, gallbladder. All complex systems that work evolve from simpler systems that work. Complex systems are full of variables and interdependencies. Discussed later, honey. That must be arranged just right in order to function. Complex systems designed from scratch will never work in the real world, honey boo, since they haven't been subject to the environmental selection forces while being designed. Uncertainty ensures that you will never be able to anticipate all of the interdependencies and variables in advance. Really? I don't believe that because Jehovah's people can anticipate all of this, honey. We got Jehovah. So a complex system built from scratch will continually fail in all sorts of unexpected ways. If you want to build a system that works, the best approach is to build a simple system that meets the environment's current selection test first. Then improve it over time. Over time, you'll build a complex system that works. Well, honey, like I said, Jehovah's people don't need to know any of that, honey.
Okay, well, what about analyzing systems?
What you need to analyze systems for, huh? Deconstruction is the process of separating complex systems into the smallest possible subsystems. In order to understand how things work, instead of trying to understand the system all at once, you break up the system into parts and then work on understanding the subsystems and how they interact with one another. Deconstruction is the reverse engineering aspect of Gale's law. So what you want to do, deconstruct Jehovah's organization? Is that what you want to do? You want to show people how to take it apart and deconstruct it? Good luck, honey. Jehovah ain't going to let you do that. Jehovah is not going to let you do that.
What about this here? How about improving it?
Improving systems. You spend over 80% of your time communicating with less than 20% of your personal contacts. What? Over time, political power in both countries and companies also tends to concentrate in the hands of a few people, which results in a very small group of individuals making decisions that directly affect the lives of hundreds of millions of people, honey. For best results, focus on the critical inputs that produce the most results you want. The critical few, honey. A small minority, honey, that have a major dominant impact. By Richard Cole, honey. Author of the 80-20 principle, honey. Social distribution, yeah, honey. In any complex system, a minority of the inputs produce the majority of the outputs. The critical few, honey. Once you understand this common pattern, you'll find it in many areas of life. Well, so you're trying to get the critical few of these apostates to make a major impact on JW.org and Watchtower and Jehovah Witnesses and on the world in general about the child abuse? Well, you know what? Keep on fantasizing, honey, and close this book. Oh, do not say nothing about pretty Prince, honey. This is Prince, honey, looking pretty. Reading the Holy Scriptures, the New World Translation by Jehovah's people, honey. This is Prince being pretty because that is what he did, honey. And he didn't know anything about the Australian Royal Commission or all these child abuse allegations. He didn't know anything about Candace Conti. Neither did any of his entourage or managers or lawyers or attorneys or trust fund handlers or nothing like that, honey. None of them knew anything, honey. They don't know too much. And what did Jehovah's Witnesses do when they beach witnessed? Where is your card, girls? Where is your card? Honey, you are not going to count that field service time. I done already got this picture and sent it to the governing body, honey. I done made sure you ain't getting that field service time, honey. You got to have your cards, honey. It does not count. I don't care how many times you write JW.org in the sand. Oh, cheating self. It is clear, because look at this. She is wearing pants. She is not even wearing a dress. Honey. That is not field service, honey. Trying to be slick. Are you taking a vacation and chilling, or are you in field service, huh? Your hair ain't even done. You just slicked your hair in a half bun. And this one did too, oh sloppy hairdos. Did you even brush your teeth before you came out there and did that mess? Honey, that is not going to work, honey. I'm working my buttocks off here on YouTubes, and these people are just living it up. I think this is staged, honey. I know this is supposed to seem like people are working in construction, but, honey, when you work out there in construction, you are not going to wear a dress and these little penny loafers and all of that. I don't think so, honey. And the way you holding that wrench, honey, tells me you ain't never held no wrench, big wrench like that, honey. You are a little too young to be holding wrenches like that anyway. Yeah, honey, this is clearly staged, honey. This is clearly staged. Because they look like they haven't even picked up a broom ever, honey. You better get with it. But, honey, anyway, this is Brother Henley right here, honey. He is old now. You know, back in the day, he was really doing it. He was so arrogant and bullying young girls and You know, he bullied these young girls and these young kids, knowing that they was violently sexually abused. And now he's older. He has spent, oh, I don't know, honey, maybe 20 or 30 years with Jehovah's organization, upholding that two-witness rule. I'm sure there's a lot more people out there that may have a few things to say about Brother Henley. Well. Maybe Sister Smith will update you on that thought a little later. But anyway, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Oh, this is JW's dating right here, honey. This is Sister Honeyboo, and this is Brother Honeyboo. And, see, what had happened was, okay, honey, so, okay. Okay, honey, let me tell you something here, okay? Okay, so they met at a convention, about 8 months back. This past summer, they met at the convention and all of that. And, he thought she was real cute and all of that. And she thought that she could snag herself, an upcoming elder and circuit overseer and maybe even upcoming future governing body member. Because, see, he's got a janitorial business, honey. And, he's been living in his trailer away from mom and dad for about 3 years now, full-time pioneering and doing everything, and then came up as an elder now. So he is, quality meat on the market. He's even got the older sisters trying to get at him because it's not a lot of men out there, and they're trying to get themselves an elder husband. Anyway, honey, so what he did was he asked her out for a field service day. And she was so delighted, as you can see. She was so happy to go out and field service day. That was their very first day, because they needed to have chaperones, and they couldn't date alone, even though, both of them was fantasizing about little things with each other and sexting each other. But anyway, I'm not going to gossip about that. But honey, anyway, they went out there in field service, and they did their, they preached about Jehovah. And they stood next to a cart, and, every once in a while, he kind of, stole a glance at her, and she stole a glance at him, and all of that. And so, anyway, so what had happened was, it's real tragic because he had to, get a second full-time job so he could save up, so he could, marry her, because all he had in that trailer was like, a couple of boxes. He didn't have no furniture or nothing, because he was spending most of his time preaching and doing the, serving Jehovah. So he didn't have a lot of money. So what he had to do is do a little bit less of the meetings and a little bit more of the jobbings and workings, and to save the money so he could marry her. Well, what happened was his hours fell below 10. Because all the brothers are required to have those 10 hours, honey boo. And she didn't know nothing about that, because they don't bother with the sisters like that. I mean, they still gonna have you doing your field service for sure, but they are on the bros, honey, for sure, honey. As soon as you get baptized, they're gonna come to you and make sure you get them 10 hours every month, because that's what brothers have to do, honey. Anyway, so he fell behind. He fell behind that quota, honey, and so the brothers in her congregation said, no, ma'am, you cannot marry him after all. And so they had to break them up because of that. And so, anyway, so, yeah, honey, it was real tragic, honey, but they broke this fellowship because, anyway, honey, they decided to get married on their own, honey, and they rebelled against Jehovah's organization. That's right here, honey, is another couple that had their field service date. This is their, well, they've been field service dating for a while, and she's okay with it, but he's not really okay with it, because he wants to do more than just preach on their dates. He wants to do more than just jw.org on their dates. He wants to talk about her and him and this kind of thing. And she was like, I'm not having that, honey. So he was like, well, I'm going to break up with you then, because I'm not getting anything and I'm not getting anywhere. And she was like, okay, honey, I'm just going to give you a hug right now. And so he was like, all right, fine, I'll give you another week. But anyway, honey, this man right here was in the middle of doing his construction work. Do you see these machines back here and all of this? He was in the middle. He was in the thick of it, okay? He was in the dirt, and a Jehovah Witness passed by and offered him a Bible, and he dropped everything he was doing to get that Bible, honey. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And I have to say, honey, he's a little too clean to be working up in that. I mean, if you are working in this area, honey, you done managed to stay very clean. I don't know, honey. I don't know if this is staged. But anyway, honey, because all those letters and emails and things were sent around about the Australian Royal Commission, the Jehovah's Witnesses in that area for now, honey, what they are left having to do is just carve Jehovah's Witnesses in a watermelon and just set that in the middle of the park and count their field service time that way. I have to say, honey, somebody has a lot of time on their hands, for sure, honey. Look at this. Governor Body don't like girls, honey. No girls allowed. Do you see that? That's for sure right here. This is the men's. It's out of my face. I want you to get this book out of my face right now, because this ain't nothing but wordly talk, and I don't feel right about it. Something about it don't make. I don't want this book.
You haven't even seen it yet.
It doesn't matter. I know it's already going to talk about Jehovah and besmirch Jehovah's name.
Jehovah, the word Jehovah is nowhere in this book. Neither are Jehovah's Witnesses. These words themselves are nowhere in this book. This is not about Jehovah or Jehovah's Witnesses. This is about mental health.
I don't need no mental health. All you need is Jehovah, honey. We don't need mental health. We wait on a new system for mental health, honey. Any problems that you have now require prayer and loyalty to Jehovah, honey boo. Just reading your Bible, going out of field service, and personal study. And you won't have that problem, honey.
Really?
Yes, honey, because that's all Satan, the devil, wicked folks being misled. That's why they depressed and anxious, because they don't have Jehovah. When you got Jehovah, honey, you don't need any of that.
Is that so? Because I remember looking in your cabinet, your bathroom cabinet, Sister Smith, and I done seen some mental pills in there for depression. I know for sure because I looked them up and Googled them.
Those are not mine, honey. They're for somebody else.
Well, how come your name is on the container?
Like I said, honey, I had to get the prescription, honey, but I'll help the sister out.
Isn't that illegal?
You hush your mouth and open that book and talk to me about it.
Oh, now you want to talk, huh? All right, fine, okay.
What is this? What is this? This is the devil, honey. This is a devil card.
Yeah, it's a tarot card with the devil on it. Isn't it scary?
Get that out of here. This is demonized. I don't believe in tarot cards, honey. You know this is demonic. Demons are jumping off this card, honey. Can you see them? Can you see the demons jumping off this card? And why is this goat smirking at me? Why is he smirking?
Yeah, isn't he scary?
I don't know about this card, but get this out of my face.
All right. Don't get upset, Sister Smith. I just want to show you this about the inner light, turning on the inner light, feeling good.
Okay, honey, okay, but hurry up. And this better not be talking about Jehovah or no Australian Royal Commission or none of that mess.
No, it won't, I promise. Look, the key to emotional enlightenment is the knowledge that only your thoughts can affect your moods.
Why are you talking to me about moods and thoughts? I don't need any of this psychobabble.
If you are an approval addict, you are in the bad habit of flicking your inner switch only when someone else shines their light on you first.
And you mistakenly confuse their approval with your own self-approval because the two occur almost simultaneously, honey boo. This is crazy, honey. I don't know. I can't make sense of this, honey. You may mistakenly conclude that the other person has made you feel good. The fact that you can do at times enjoy praise and compliments proves that you have to say, honey, this is really sad. Honey. And I think these two are standing a little too close together here. She's leaning in into him. I think they are together, and I think they might have did a little something too, because their body language. Why is she crossing her legs like that, and he's standing with his hands behind his back, like he knows something, but he's hiding it. And then she is jealous of her because he might have been going with her before her, and she's got her hand up on her hip. She's like, I'm gonna get him back soon. And then this one over here, and then this one over here. I think they just just trying to make do until they can leave. This one over here, she's got her hand up on the hip too because because she knows something about him that these two don't. Oh, this is a Jehovah's Witness Halloween. This is Brother William Bowen, honey. And as you can see, a lot of people are rejoicing over this Jehovah's Witness Halloween, honey. Look at that. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses do in Halloween. They dress up in various homemade, thrown together costume-like thingies, like, bed sheets and tablecloths. And, they just try to get into the spirit of wearing a costume without really wearing a costume. Like this lady over here, she ain't wearing no costume. But she looks like she done took a piece of what was left over from the other people's costumes and made herself something. Oh, cheating self. You ain't fooling nobody. Making yourself a blouse from other people's costumes. And yeah, honey. Anyway, this is what they did over here. They made these little head things, and and the brother over here, he just kind of took a bed sheet and wrapped that around himself. And I don't know, honey. This is Jehovah Halloween. I don't know, honey. I don't really like this, but this is from Jehovah, so I'm going to have to go ahead and accept it. And then in the back here is Goliath. See, if you didn't know, if he wasn't there, you wouldn't really know what they're doing, because I swear it looks like a bunch of mental people, but that right there is kind of like a signal. Okay, maybe it's a show they're putting on. Yeah, So anyway, this is Brother Prince right here, and he and his friend are witnessing, honey. As you can see, they're going from door to door, honey. Prince was so proud of being a Jehovah's Witness. He was so proud. I wonder if he was proud about the 2 witness rule. Anyway, you better not say nothing about Prince, honey, because he is too pretty to be talked about. This is right here. Look at this. He is so cool. I don't know. Why are you rubbing your leg like that? Why are you rubbing yourself like that in front of her? I don't know. Field service in the rice field, honey, Japan. Happy to serve happy God. And it's grateful to be among God's people, brothers and sisters all over the world, honey boo. In the rice field, honey, and you dressed like that? I know you ain't going out here in the rice field. Your shoes are way too clean to be walking in this dirty ass mud. For real, honey. And then you putting your knee? Oh no, honey, this is clearly staged. Come on now, let's get real. And then there is no shade anywhere. You are way too pale. Both of y'all are way too pale to be out in this hot sun. Because I know the heat over there in Japan, honey. I have been to Japan, and I know the temperature, and I know you ain't not out in the heat like that. No, sir. No, ma'am. You are way too pale. You would either be brown or burnt to a crisp or red and fired to a crisp. And your shoes would be a little bit more muddy, honey. Honey, I'm not buying that. Lazy self. Look at that. Back in the day, we used to have to study with real books, honey. Them books used to be piled up. And now, he's looking at porn on his cell phone. Yup. This is the future. future Jehovah Witness right here. There are only a handful of career paths available to the average Jehovah's Witness. And that is being a window washer, a janitor, a sweeper, something like that, honey, you know. Yeah. But Sister Asia Smith right here has been doing a different kind of witnessing, honey. She has been taking all of her old Jehovah Witness clothes, her family Jehovah Witness clothes, and she has put jwfacts.com on the inside of all these suits, honey. Look at that right there. Isn't that genius? It's time to do some activism, honey. In the form of donations. That's blasphemous, honey. Tons of suits and jackets going to Goodwill in a small town full of JWs that shop there weekly. JWFacts.com, written in permanent ink on insides visible to them if they look at them and inside the pockets, honey, so they might not see the writing until later, honey. Save one person, it's worth it. That's what happened to Brother Henley, honey. He done went shopping in that thrift store, honey. He sure did. He had to get shopping because, see, he had to get a new suit for the convention because he was being persecuted by that apostate that was sending out all them letters about the Australian Commission and him hiding child pedophilia and all that to witness proof. So anyway, honey, they gave him a part on the stage at the convention, honey, and so he was going to talk about it, but he had to get himself a new suit. So he went to the thrift store and right quick grabbed the best thing he could get, and he didn't even look and see that thing in the inside, honey. He was so in such a hurry and so frantic because he wanted to make, he wanted to better his name because his name was being besmirched by all that Kingdom Hall gossip, honey. So he was at the convention on the stage, honey, about to talk into the mic, when his coat jacket flapped open and he saw JWFacts.com. He about fainted on stage, honey. They had to call an ambulance on him, honey. He fainted on stage when he saw that. Well, how bad do you want this suit, honey? You want this suit? You want to look good for the convention? Well, you're going to have to wear this on the inside. That's what Brother Billy Boo did. Brother Billy Boo was like, I don't care. I'm going to get this suit. I'm going to look good. I'm going to get me a sister, too. I'm going to find me that fine sister I've been dreaming about. I don't care if my suit says jwfacts.com on the inside. I don't give a damn. Well, that's when Jehovah twerks, honey. Look at that. Jehovah twerks at Armageddon. Jehovah's Armageddon. You see, Jehovah's people are not immune to being incarcerated for their crimes. I don't think so. Do you think so? What do you think, Brother Henley? Brother Zebedee-doo-dah, Zebedee-yay. Look at that. Isn't that scary? Okay, so, scary. Oop. Look at that right there. Isn't that marvelous? What does that remind you of, Brother Zebedee-doo-dah? Zebedee-doo-dah, Zebedee-yay. Jehovah's marvelous creation, of course.